An epic crossing of 3,000 nautical miles by a NATO mine countermeasures force has set a new record for vessels of their class. Standing NATO Maritime Countermeasures Group 1 had been off the coast of America, taking part in operations with the US and Canadian navies. Having proved their ability to deploy and sustain operations far from home, the fleet turned back to Europe, leaving the warm waters of Bermuda and heading out into the North Atlantic. Crucial to the crossing was the ability to refuel at sea. This was achieved by the Danish flagship Thetis taking on fuel and redistributing it to the smaller vessels. In such small ships, the Atlantic weather was always going to be a concern. The Norwegian ship Rauma has a design that lifts it up in order to protect it from underwater explosions. It faced its own unique set of challenges.
We pump air under the vessel in order to lift Rauma up, and since there is quite a lot of pressure under the vessel, we can't always keep the air inside. So if there are high waves, the water will let out on the sides and the air will blow and spray water over the entire vessel. So it's a very wet experience if we are refueling or something outside in bad weather.
The high seas that at times made life uncomfortable gave way to days of calm, allowing for relaxation and a bit of exercise. It was never planned to cross the Atlantic in one leg, with a stop in the Azores on the schedule. However, the weather soon intervened.
Once we could see if we did not change our plans, we would be in a difficult situation. So we actually took the command decision not to call on the Azores going back. The idea was we should leave Bermuda, go and sit on the Azores for some 48 hours to reload our batteries before transiting the final 1,000 nautical miles back to Spain. But actually we decided not to go into the Azores, and hereby doing the longest transit ever with MCM Group 1, i.e. 3,000 nautical miles in 14 days.
Arriving in the Spanish port of La Coruña, dry land was a welcome sight. It provided the opportunity to rest and restock, a relief for the crews after so long.
If we take the crew, it has been very demanding for the crew since the Minehunter is a relatively small ship, and we are 34 persons on board, and we have just 52 meters. So if we divide it, it will make like less than 1.5 meter per person. So it has been quite demanding for the crew.
And for the Estonian ship, the journey had a special significance.
It has been a historical deployment for the crew and for Estonian Navy, since we haven't had Estonian ship over on the other side of Atlantic. So we are the first ship which is doing that.
In part 2, we'll see the mine countermeasures fleet at work as they clear historic ordnance in the English Channel. This is David Heathfield for NATO Channel.